Honorable Prime Minister, take a look, sir, and see what I'm saying. If crime is at an all-time high, then something is desperately wrong with the people. If we can fix the people, then we can fix crime. I know it's a tough job, sir, and you're doing an excellent job. I'm not taking anything away from you. But Honorable Prime Minister, focus your attention more. We know this zones are under state of emergency and all island take over and police at every check corner will not solve the problem, sir. Deal with the people. Too many drives finding out what is going on with the people. 11 people commit suicide. 7 in Mandeville alone. Something is wrong. So we need to fix that. Jamaica, I love my country. And I will try my ever best to do what I must do to help to make a difference in this country. But I cannot carry this burden alone. We need each other. A very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum of Industries with Big Stone. I did an article recently about returning residents meeting bad demises. And those videos that I did was heart-rending and really touches the core of my heart. And a friend of mine asked me a few questions. And I'm going to put this out there because I've been thinking the same thing. And I know most of you have been thinking the same thing. Something is not right in Jamaica. We know about the crime that is very high. Have we ever stopped to think why people are committing crime? Have you ever stopped to think what is really causing these crimes in Jamaica? Have you ever really asked yourself the big question, what is happening to our people in Jamaica? And we're not talking about just youngsters, we're talking about everyone, or almost everyone. Now the health minister went publicly and he spoke about the fact that we have an insanity problem in Jamaica. And I do know that he was telling the truth. We do have an insanity problem. Are we addressing these insanity problems? No. Have you ever stopped to think why people do the hideous and wicked things that they do in this country? Have you ever really stopped to think about it? Well, I did. People do hideous things because 90% of the time they themselves don't even have control over what or why they're doing it. There are stuff out there that is known as mood altering chemical, and these chemicals can alter the mind, and the mind will just do a lot of negative things. Let's go to the dictionary. Mood altering chemicals. Many psychoactive substances are used for the mood and perception altering effects, including those with accepted uses in medicine and psychiatry. Examples of psychoactive substances include caffeine, alcohol, cocaine, LSD, and they try to contribute it to marijuana. They're mostly right, because if you lace marijuana with other substances like formaldehyde or embalming fluid, then of course your mood is going to be altered. But apart from those rough and hard drugs, something that is simply affecting my country, I think, and especially mood altering chemicals, is what comes out of the air, what we breathe, what falls from the sky. Now the reason why most of us who are sane, and if you start looking into yourself, you hardly spend a lot of time outdoors. This is serious. If you're in an office and you work there all day, you're not as exposed to these mood altering chemicals as they persist and linger through the air. We are not exposed to the heavy flow of this chemical. It's either that or the food that we are consuming in Jamaica. Something is wrong with our food. Have we ever stopped to think that who stands to benefit when the returning resident president tells Jamaicans to stay away from Jamaica? Don't come back to Jamaica. Who stands to benefit from that? Certainly not Jamaica. Have you ever think that those monies that those pensions could have brought back to this country and helped to build and motivate this country, if it is spent in this country, will help to build the economy of this country? Is it there someone telling them that, hey, that pension that you get, whenever you dies, that pension cease to exist? Are we thinking like that? I'm just throwing these up because some of these questions have been asked by my many fans, and I'm lost for explanation. So I want your input as a concerned Jamaican from the outside, or even if you're on the inside, to take a serious look at what is happening in this country. It is very important for us to start taking note. Jamaica, this country, was fought for by the British. This country was fought for by the Spanish. This country was fought for by the French. The Spanish, the French, and the British. Now you have the Chinese, and of course the Americans. Think, Jamaica is paradise. Jamaica is the Garden of Eden, if you all don't understand. This piece of rock is very, very important to some people, and they'll do anything to gain control of it. This country belongs to each and every one of us. We're all Jamaicans. So we must be serious in our movements and our endeavors. We must be diligent. We must pay attention. We can just walk like we normally do because it's not normal anymore. Think. For people who are thinking about coming to Jamaica to reside, that live overseas, ain't nothing wrong with this country like that. People are not actually targeting returning residents. I am a returning resident. And crime of opportunity exists. Crime of opportunity actually means if you rub butter in a post mouth, you're not going to lick it. If you are from a particular community and you're not a frequent person, a frequent visitor back and forth for over 30, 40 years, and after you retire, wherever you are, and you decided to show up in your community, people are not going to know you. Those people that you grew up with are long dead and gone, are just as old as yourself. A new generation of people is out there that don't know you, that have no respect for you, and last but not least, have no love for you. Crime of opportunity will present itself if you flash your jewelry, if you flash your monies. You understand where I'm coming from, and the list goes on and on. So Jamaicans are not out here targeting returning residents. Yes, we have lost 11 returning residents. That amounts to 1 per month, and 1 is way too high. We would like it to be none. But when you come to Jamaica, just like if you go any other country, Brazil or Spain or Colombia, anywhere, United States, England, Canada, and you expose yourself to the element that exists, then you're prone for these things to happen. If you're building a house in Jamaica, do not get a cobbler to build your house. Get somebody who is contracted, somebody who is trained. So even if you have a misunderstanding in the planning or the finished work, you can reason it out amicably and some solution be found and the problem can be fixed. It doesn't have to end in bloodshed. So Jamaica is still a beautiful country. I bet nobody fool you. It's nice, can done. The experiences that I have, and I'm so much in love with this country. And I'm not trying to fool myself of the dangers that exist here. Some people being dangerous. But if you conduct yourself accordingly, stay indoors if you don't have to go outdoors. Trust me, stay indoors if you don't have to go. And I'm not trying to tell anybody to be scared. Be careful of the food you eat. Be careful of the water that you drink. Be careful of the friends that you associate with. Because most people cannot contain the onslaught, the mind-altering chemical. It goes also into the music. Subliminal tones being played in the music will hit you like a ton of bricks. So youngsters, the mixture there, caffeine drink with rum, that's a Molotov cocktail for your brain. Formaldehyde laced in your herb, that's a Molotov cocktail for your brain. Youth and youth, you are our strongest resources. Remember, we old folks, we can easily be dissolved and forgotten. But the future of this country lies in your hands. You have to be sensible now. Young people, I'm talking to you. Refrain from certain lifestyle. Stay indoors if you don't have to go outdoors. Don't mingle if you don't have to mingle until we can sort out what is going on. Thank you very much for watching, and please have a safe, prosperous day.